Chair, Lisa was not only the victim of murder, Lisa was also the victim of uncontrolled mass immigration, which has been weighing down this country for decades. Because anyone who has ever walked the streets in the evening or at night knows that the lack of safety on the streets, especially for women, cannot be separated from the issue of population replacement. And my question to this minister is whether he figures. Does he have statistics on the background of the perpetrators of these kinds of crimes?
Chair, point of order. The replacement theory is being openly discussed here.
Replacement facts.
Yes, Chair, I am looking at you.
Yes, a motion submitted.
Yes, and this is simply a Nazi term. We've discussed this before here in the House of Representatives. That here in this political, if this debate is being used for that now, it's sickening.
The Nazis were in favor of transformation. We are against it.
That's a debate in itself. A motion has been submitted. I thought it was by Mr. Ergin or Mr. Abbasi, but I'm not sure. That was about making propaganda for a Nazi theory. I suggest the minister responds.
Well, let me distance myself completely from those theories. I do so on behalf of the Cabinet as well. You asked about statistics. Let me give you another statistic. Of all women who die as a result of femicide, 75% are murdered by either a family member, an acquaintance, or someone they are in a relationship with. So I am pushing back against the idea again. I do not want to deny the fact that in this case Lisa was murdered by someone she did not know, a monster, and that this person was staying in a COA facility. That is also true. But to infer from that the problem we are dealing with here is therefore caused by this, I completely reject that. 75% of all murdered women and girls are killed by someone they actually know. Those are also the facts.
Yes, Chair, those are not the facts I was asking for. And this minister is being very selective in what he chooses to highlight. I keep hearing him say, time and again, every 8 days a woman is murdered. He assumes that in all those cases, the motive was simply that the victim was a woman. That is not at all evident from the statistics. I just heard him talking about femicides. Moreover, every 4 or 5 days a man is murdered as well. That's also terrible. I do believe that in most cases the perpetrators are men. But in order to properly solve this problem, it's important to have all the facts on the table. And if statistics show that asylum seekers are up to 20 times more likely to commit sexual offences on the street than native Dutch people, it's incredibly important to also look at the background, the cultural and migration background of the perpetrators. As long as we're not allowed to mention that, we won't be able to solve this problem either. And with that, this minister is complicit in all the violence inflicted on women in the streets.
Well, in any case, your time is up.
Well, I certainly don't feel complicit, and once again, I'm absolutely not in favor of sweeping things under the rug. But what I am against is that with a brief statement, claims are made in which, wrongly, very large parts of our population are being stigmatized. That is not the intention either. So yes, statistics. Yes, culture can play a role. Yes, in this case, this beast was staying at a COA center. These are all things we shouldn't beat around the bush about. But the general conclusion you draw from that, I simply cannot follow nor support.